Hi everyone. Okay, this one is for Jared Kushner and his future. I've set the same intention to use the Celtic cross that I modify a little bit with position meanings, and I'm putting it out into the same time frame as I did with Ivanka, in that I want to know the future, past, present, and future, and but especially with the future ending around springtime, early spring of next year. So I want to see, where they will be at that time. And I also I pulled the two cards off the bottom, so I have that to add into the actual future, more information for the future. So, but my first card will be the forces in motion. And so we're looking at deals. We've got the Lover's card. And next card is the challenges. His challenges. The Magician. That's really interesting. And what he has control over will be down here below. Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to guess that's his wife. This is Ivanka. What he's done in the past. Queen of Cups. Interesting. Oh, I get it. This has to do with his family. Okay, so I'll keep going. What's hanging over him, what he has no control over, we have the Three of Swords. Betrayal. Okay. Let's keep going here. His near future. The Chariot. What he's attracting. Seven of Swords. How others are influencing the situation. The Tower. His distant future. Five of Wands. His outcome. Seven of Cups. That also came up with Ivanka's, I came up with a little extra spread I did at the end to ask if she would be convicted of crimes. Ah, boy. Okay. And then our two extra cards for the outcome. We have the Eight of Swords and the Six of Cups. Okay, so I see a pattern here, and I will continue on. Okay, so like I said before, his situation, the forces that he's had in motion for quite some time, is the Lover's card, which reveals that he has had the ability to make lots of deals. He's made deals, far and wide, all over the world, I believe. And what's crossing him, though, what's challenging him, is the Magician. So his ability to communicate and continue to create the reality he wants to create is his challenge. Good to know. Okay. What he does have control over, like I said, Queen of Pentacles, it's Ivanka. And his past with the Queen of Cups, I believe this has to do with, his family relationships on both sides. He's been, he's not much of, and I'm not going to at all mean this in any derogatory way, but he's not much of a, like manly man, like I'm just going to do my own thing. He definitely does, he has done, however we may, judge him down the line or not for crimes. What he has done in the past is he has held the family together. I think he and Ivanka have 2 or 3 kids, and he's the go-between. He's one of the main people, and he's been put in charge of the coronavirus. So this may, even though in a personal reading I would, never read the Queen of Cups as a virus, but she does, she is queen of the vapors, queen of the waters. And notice, the huge chalice, and let me not block things out with my fingers, but this huge chalice here, and it has a lid on it. To me, that always means that, she holds on to and she honors everything that is sacred, which means family. Look at all the cherubs here, and that's what she's usually looking at. So I would have to say that what he's done in the past is when we do know, public records reveal that he took over his father's company when his father went to prison. I think he's still in prison. And so just right there, he jumped in and started taking care of the family. So whether it's the Queen or the King of Cups, in this situation, I would read it the same way. But with the Queen, it's even more nurturing, and it's more of the fluid realm. So I'm going to say this does, relate to the coronavirus that he's taken over. Supposed to have taken over way back when. I don't know who is truly controlling it right now, if anyone. I mean, you've got some spokespersons like Mike Pence, but they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything but making money off of it, and maybe that's what this is about. Oh Lordy, I didn't even think of that till just a second. Because he does do everything he can. He does do everything he can to create more and more resources, more and more financial. Wow. Yeah. That's what it is. So he has, in the past, he's made some money. He's made some money off of the coronavirus. Now, what's hanging over him that he has no control over, this is just, super straightforward. It's the Three of Swords. It's betrayal. It's, no one... him not having really any control over what's coming his way, and it's heartbreaking. I can't say exactly how that would play out for him. Let's see. Heartbreaking in what way? For him personally. The Knight of Cups. Jeez. Huh. Maybe Ivanka's got something on the side. Heartbreaking in a romantic way. And meanwhile, he's completely burdened. He's burdened and overwhelmed. Maybe from trying to take care of the whole family. Because the guy is smart, I mean, we have to hand him that. The guy's really, really smart. And he is like the go-between with the family. The two family cards here. This one's very dysfunctional. The rescuer, the knight in shining armor. But it can be extremely dysfunctional in like a codependent way. Dependent and codependent. So it's like their whole creepy marriage is just, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go there and put anybody down, but it doesn't feel good. So that's hanging over him, and he's going to be very burdened by it. Now, his near future, we have the Chariot. The Chariot is all about moving forward, coming from what you're willing into your life, I mean, and I doubt that he comes from his inner being, I don't think it's an inner will. I think he's using his outer will and, just his brains to try and create what it is that he wants. And it's also a travel card. So, maybe it's him moving forward, traveling around the world, trying to figure out where they're going to go when Trump loses. And then for what he's attracting, this is somebody stealing from him. This is somebody getting away with something and maybe leaving those, leaving the two swords behind might be, pinning something on him. Yeah, that's really interesting. And how others are influencing the situation, and we have the Tower card. So this is him being, the whole family being voted out. And this is the reason I wanted to read on both of them, not just Ivanka. But them leaving. This is them leaving. We're gonna vote him out. them out. The Trump crime family is leaving. And the distant future is a lot of struggle and competition for him, a lot of strife, and that's distant. Now, the outcome is choices. You know, is he going to come from fantasy, or is he going to create a smokescreen and try and get away? That's up to him. It's always free will, which is one of the challenging things about reading tarot, is you can kind of read everything the way it should be playing out, but people have free will and they can make changes. But the last two cards on the bottom, which I wanted more clarity about the outcome, just to add to the outcome. We've got the Eight of Swords, so this has to do with restrictions. And then with the Cups, Six of Cups, restrictions coming from the past, but it could have to do with their children also. So I'm kind of wondering about their marriage, and I'm wondering about, him being restricted how. Definitely won't be, I don't think he'll be in the White House. I can pretty, firmly say that. But as far as like leaving the country and taking his children, there may be some restrictions for him. Maybe there's some kind of legal, hold on, let me ask. If there's some type of a legal situation, what is it? What will this restriction be about? What will this restriction with his children be about? Restriction with children or restrictions due to the past. Why? Why is he stuck and not going anywhere because of his past? What's in the past? It's the way he has harvested his money. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This could have to do with Jamal Khashoggi. Whoa. Oh God. Okay. So in the tarot, you almost never say, that when you get the death card, it's a physical death. But we know that Jamal Khashoggi has died. We know that he was, he's gone, his body. We can't. Who knows where he is? Of course, his spirit is where it belongs. But he's gone back to the forces of love. But when it comes to his body, we don't know. We don't even know exactly everything that actually happened. But we do know he's dead, and Jared had something to do with it. So I'm gonna guess that this is Jared's relationship with MBS, and but again, back to in the tarot where you almost, because the death card really in the tarot is about a big change and transformation. But when someone's already died and you're asking about that, and this card comes in, then it is about death. And one of the other cards, so there are three cards in the tarot where if you're looking at death, you would get the Death card, the Four of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So. And this is definitely about the past. So there's some type of a monetary, piece in this for Jared, and I believe it had to do with Khashoggi. So it might be that he can't escape to the country that Ivanka wants to go to, and they end up going somewhere else. So, yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know how else to read that, actually. It's just that there does seem to be a pattern with this family that looks to be, and I don't know if it'll be the same way with Don Jr., and I'm going to read on him next, but there looks to be a pattern in that They are leaving for sure. They will not win, but you guys, everybody vote. Please vote. They're leaving. They're definitely leaving. Or you know, if everybody votes like we need to, they will not be in the White House in 2021. And they're looking at other countries to go to. That seems to be what I keep seeing for Trump, and it looks like Ivanka's played out that way as well. With him, he's going to have trouble. They won't be able to go to the country they want to as a family. Interesting. Okay. So maybe later on, you know, we'll see if there's any interest. If anybody cares, we'll see if, you know, if what country might accept him or them. So I don't know if we'll care. Maybe we'll just want them gone, right? Okay. Thanks, you guys. Again, please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, take good care. Bye. Continuing on with Jared, I pulled out my Kipper deck, and I'm going to ask about the future for him legally. Will he have freedom, or will he be incarcerated in some way? Okay, so I'm still learning all the meanings to these cards. So if anybody else has expertise in this area, you want to add on, you know, put it in the comments, anything I may miss or have gotten, you know, completely wrong. That can happen. But this is interesting because so he doesn't show up here, but I did that, you know, purposely so that we can get more information. But the focus, the center card here is always the focus in this layout, in this 3x3. And this is the card that is about dishonesty. And what he's been dishonest about will be over on this side, and that will show. And when what prior, so, oh goodness. So what prior dishonesty has happened before is theft. So he's been dishonest about all the ways he's been conniving to you know, to get money, to take money, and there's been lots of it. And he's in it with his wife. He's in it with Ivanka. So it's he and Ivanka, and then, but it's in their it's like their privacy. Well, okay. So this is another layer. Their intimate relationship is ending for some reason. Either someone's going to get sick and die, or there's just an ending of their relationship. But for him, it might actually turn out to be a good outcome. And it looks like there's, you know, it takes a long time. But but notice, you guys, I didn't get the card. You know, like there are cards in this deck, which is why I wanted to use it. There's well, there's the illness card. So it might. I'm going to say it's their marriage that's ending in the future. But here we have the prison card, and there's also a court card. You know, like going to court. You know, when it comes to legal matters, I was really wanted to know about legally how it's going to go for him, but we don't have any of those cards here. So I think he's going to get away with whatever. I think he's going to lose his marriage, but he's going to get away. he's going to get away with his theft and dishonesty, because this card is moving forward for, well, let's see, why is it taking so long? Let's add on to this here. What is coming for him in a long time, or it could take a long time? 2 years. What's coming to him, within 2 years or after, soon after? Okay. Now there he shows up. That's him. And this is an older man that gives him advice and helps him. And money. Somebody helps him financially. Yeah, someone helps it financially, and maybe it's a younger person as well. And a gift. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. No, yeah, gift. Rich gent and rich girl with a gift. So he's, yeah, I don't see conviction in his future. At least not now. I hope I'm wrong about this. I really do. But I'm not seeing it. So I just wanted to check on that, because I checked on Ivanka's and Don Jr.'s, and it does look a little challenging there for them. Okay, now I want to also just let you know these cards are here. Hold on, let me grab the book real quick. If it's something that you're interested in, oh, here it is. Hold on. If you're interested, it's Toni Poole, and these are her cards. So she has this cool little deck that the images are more simple, so it's easier to use your intuition a little bit and not be so not so busy with all the other Kipper cards I just couldn't really get into. But anyway, it's Toni Poole, and she has an organization called the World Divination Association. So you can find her on Facebook. But if you do want to study Kipper, I recommend her book over anyone else's, because of just all the tips and tricks and reading directionally. So that's it. Okay, guys. Thanks. Bye.